Welcome back to the Daily Dinar channel, your trusted source for breaking news and inside updates on the IQD. Today's headline is Final Countdown. IQD set for international market entry, and what we're about to cover may be one of the most important updates yet for everyone watching the Iraqi dinar closely. So, stay with me because the details unfolding now could directly impact your future purchasing power. Right now, Prime Minister Sadani is speaking in a way that signals big changes ahead. From his tone and his words, it looks like Iraq is preparing its citizens for a new exchange rate, and not just a minor adjustment, but something that finally places the Iraqi dinar on the international stage. These aren't casual announcements. They're carefully timed steps preparing the ground for what could be the most significant economic shift Iraq has seen in decades. The message coming from leadership is clear. Iraq has built enough security and stability to make this work. That stability, combined with international agreements already in place, gives us a reason to believe that we are standing on the edge of something major. It feels like we are living in the final countdown toward international recognition of the IQD. Here's what makes this moment so different. This isn't just political talk. There are real mechanisms being put in place. The Iraqi government is actively coordinating with foreign partners. The USS is deeply involved, and oil plays a central role in how this revaluation process could actually unfold. Every step points toward preparation for a new chapter in Iraq's financial history. Now let's break down how this might look for those holding Iraqi dinar outside the country. If you exchange your dinar at a U.S. bank, those notes don't just disappear. They go straight to the U.S. Treasury. And what does the Treasury do? They use those notes to purchase physical oil from Iraq, not just for a year or two, but potentially for decades into the future. According to insiders, we could be looking at 20, 30, or even 50 years of oil deals directly tied to this exchange. That is a long-term strategy, and it explains why the U.S. may be willing to pay dinar holders more than just the street rate. They want the dinar in circulation because holding it gives them access to oil at lower costs. This is not speculation pulled out of thin air. These ideas are being openly discussed by people like Marxi, who confirm that the Treasury's involvement is about energy security and economics. The potential to lock in cheaper oil for decades is massive, and it gives the USS a direct incentive to make this exchange more favorable for dinar holders. Think about that for a moment. Iraq gets long-term guaranteed demand for its oil, which stabilizes its economy. The U.S. shares a consistent supply of oil at lower prices, which strengthens its own economic position, and dinar holders stand to benefit from a higher exchange value than expected. This is why many believe we are now entering the final countdown. Of course, it's important to keep expectations grounded. We are talking about one of the most complex international arrangements possible, involving governments, treasuries, oil contracts, and foreign exchange markets. Nothing about this is small or simple, but the pieces on the board are lining up in a way we've never seen before. You can feel the urgency in the way leaders are talking. These aren't vague promises. The focus is on timelines, coordination, and preparation. When you hear Sadani talk about security, stability, and readiness, it's because Iraq needs to reassure its people and the global community that it can handle the pressures of international finance. So what does this mean for you? If you're holding IQD, this isn't just about waiting for a random rate change. It's about understanding the bigger picture. Your dinar could become part of a global trade mechanism that moves oil, supports national treasuries, and creates new wealth streams for decades. That's why this countdown feels so real. One thing you have to keep in mind is that Iraq's financial system has been under the spotlight for years. Every move is monitored by international organizations. For this kind of shift to happen, compliance with global standards is key. That is another reason why the groundwork is being laid so carefully. Iraq can't afford mistakes at this level. This entire process is also about restoring trust. For years, the dinar has been seen as unstable and undervalued. By stepping into the international market, Iraq signals to the world that it's ready to be taken seriously. That change in perception is powerful, and it directly supports a stronger exchange rate. And while skeptics will always say, "We've heard this before," what we are seeing now is different. The combination of U.S. Treasury involvement, long-term oil contracts, and Sudanese public statements creates a convergence of evidence. It's not just one rumor or one hopeful projection. It's multiple factors all aligning at the same time. This is why so many are calling this the final countdown. We've moved beyond speculation and into preparation. The steps being taken are designed to lead into execution, not delay. Every signal coming from Iraq suggests that they want their citizens and the global market ready for what's next. Let's also be honest about one thing. A move like this is not about charity. It's about strategy. Both Iraq and the U.S. benefit directly from the arrangement. That's why it makes sense, and that's why it may finally be happening now. The timing aligns with global economic pressures and the need for stronger energy security. When you zoom out, you can see how this fits into the bigger global picture. Oil prices, currency stability, and international trade are all connected. Iraq's role in this web is huge, and the revaluation of the dinar could shift balance in ways many still underestimate. This is why international players are deeply invested in the outcome. The truth is, you are living through history in the making. Every announcement, every new detail is part of a larger puzzle. The final countdown is not just a phrase, it's a description of the stage we are in right now. The setup is nearly complete, and the move to the international market could be closer than ever before. So the key takeaway is this: watch what Sadani says. Watch what the U.S. Treasury does, and pay attention to oil deals. These three factors together are the clear signals of where the IQ is headed. If they continue moving in sync, the international entry of the dinar may no longer be a question of if, but when. This is why staying informed is crucial. Too many people will be caught off guard because they stopped paying attention. Don't let that be you. The signs are everywhere, and the countdown is ticking. Every day brings us closer to seeing the Iraqi dinar recognized on the global stage. That is where we stand today. Iraq's leadership is preparing its citizens. The USS is structuring long-term deals, and the global financial system is watching closely. The stage is set, the pieces are aligned, and the IQ looks ready to take its place in the international market. So, keep your eyes open and your ears tuned. This channel will continue to bring you the updates you need, straight and unfiltered. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss a single moment of this historic journey. The final countdown is here, and you are part of it.